Acropolis. Acropolis, the most famous landmark of entire Greece, is the eternal symbol of democracy, education and inspiration. It is an ancient fortified town, dating back to the Bronze Age. Acropolis, the hill, consists of 21 major archaeological remains. Parthenon is in the center of Acropolis, and is the main attraction here. Acropolis Museum. Acropolis Museum is an archaeological museum, located in the Mariana district, which contains the artifacts found in Acropolis. This museum is renowned for housing an impressive collection of artifacts and sculptures from the Acropolis of Athens. Areopagus Hill is a historic site, located northwest of Acropolis. Around 1300 to 1500 BC, it functioned as a court. It is visited for its serenity and amazing view of the city. The shiny, slippery steps for climbing Areopagus need trekking expertise. Ancient Agora. The Ancient Agora is a well-known archaeological site, located at the northwest foot of the Acropolis. Visitors can explore iconic landmarks, such as the Temple of Hephaestus, the Stoa of Attilos, and the Bouleuterion, gaining insight into the daily life of ancient Greeks. The site is particularly famous for being the birthplace of democracy. From world-class orchestra shows, symphonies, operas, acoustic performances, and dance performances, enjoy the varied list of entertainment options taking place within the opulent and beautiful concert hall. Attica, a region circling the city of Athens, and flanked by the Boeotia and Megaris on the north and west fronts respectively, is home to the oldest vineyards in Greek history. Native and select foreign varieties are grown in Attica's vineyards. Savasciano and Rhoditis Greek varieties are mostly cultivated here. Some of the top must-visit wineries include Nicola Winery, Anagnosta Winery, and Domaine Vasiliou. The Benaki Museum is the oldest and largest museum in Greece that features Greek artworks from the prehistoric period to the contemporary era. The museum is lodged in a complex of elegant buildings in the historical heart of Athens. It is located at the corner of Aegean Asomaton and Dipola streets in the Keramikos district. The Byzantine and Christian Museum of Athens, located on the Vasilissus Sophias Avenue, represents the best of Byzantine art in Greece. Containing more than 30,000 artworks, including frescoes, sculpture, pottery, ceramics, textile, and jewelry, it was built in 1948 in Tuscan Renaissance style. The archaeological site of Cape Saunion is a raised piece of land located on the southern tip of the Attic Peninsula in Lavriatiki. One of the most famous and important attractions at Saunion is the Temple of Poseidon, a remarkable example of the Golden Age of Athens, and a popular spot among tourists for its historical significance as a place of worship. The land also offers breathtaking views of the Aegean Sea and ancient Greek architecture. With a size of 1,800 square meters and housing over 2,000 plants, both local and global, the Diomedes Botanical Garden is a plant lover's heaven, with beautifully manicured lawns and gardens. The Theatre of Dionysus is an ancient theatre, located on the southern slopes of Acropolis. One of the largest and first theatres built in Athens, it is often regarded as the birthplace of Greek plays and dramas. The theatre is dedicated to Dionysus, the god of ecstasy and fertility. The Epigraphic Museum is one of a kind. Located in Tositsa, it is situated in the south wing of the National Archaeological Museum. With more than 14,000 inscriptions, most of which are in Greek, the Epigraphic Museum has an enviable collection. The Erechtheion is an ancient Greek temple. It is located inside the north side of the Acropolis, overlooking the city. The temple is positioned near the Propylaea, the monumental entrance to the Acropolis, and it stands adjacent to the famous Parthenon. Its distinctive building has large columns or statues depicting women. Basil and Elise Goulandry's Foundation, also referred to as Goulandry's Museum of Contemporary Art, is a recently opened modern art museum on Eratosthenes Street, Pangrathi. This 11-story masterpiece houses art collections from the 19th and 20th centuries, such as Van Gogh, Monet and Picasso, and contemporary Greek art. Hadrian's Library. Built by Roman Emperor Hadrian, the Hadrian's Library complex was used to store both important literary works, legal and administrative documents. Although mostly in ruins, the site was once home to the largest library in Athens. It is located outside Monastiraki metro station, on the northern side of the Acropolis of Athens. Centrally located between Syntagma Square and the Monastiraki neighborhood, is the Holy Metropolitan Church of the Annunciation to the Virgin Mary, also known as Mitropoli Athenon, where the Archbishop of Athens in Greece is. Lycabettus Hill. Athens' Mount Lycabettus is a well-known limestone hill that provides a 360-degree panorama of the city. It is encircled by pine trees and has a theater, a restaurant, and a chapel of St. George at its foot, among other well-known attractions. A cable car to the top of the hill is another popular highlight. Spend some time walking around all the beauty in Monastiraki, a popular area where you'll find most of the important monuments like Hadrian's Library, the ancient Agora, and a few museums, and of course, beautiful views of the Acropolis from almost any point. Nestled at the Neophyta Street in the heart of Athens, the Museum of Cycladic Art is a lively cultural institute. The museum is dedicated specifically to the Cycladic art of the 30th century BC. It also has one of the best private collections of artifacts and sculptures of Cycladic art. National Archaeological Museum consists of artifacts from Greek history. Considered the best museum in the world, it exhibits a rich collection of objects. The museum contains prehistoric collections and sculptures, most famous being a bronze statue of Zeus, Santorini findings, metallurgy collections, and Egyptian arts, etc. The National Gallery or the Alexandros Soutsos Museum is the most important museum of Greek art and focuses primarily on post-Byzantine Greek art from the 14th to the 20th century. Opened in 1900, it is situated in the Pangrathi district of Athens. It can be reached through metro at the Evangelismos station. National Garden is a public park located just a few kilometers from Syntagma metro station. The garden contains ancient ruins, picturesque picnic spots, duck ponds, eateries, a zoo, and spans more than 15 hectares. A sundial marks the main entrance. One of the most popular attractions here is the duck pond. The Odeon of Herodes Atticus is a stone theater structure located on the southwest slope of the Acropolis. It is an integral part of the historical and cultural landscape surrounding the Acropolis. It was built in 161 AD by the Athenian merchant Herodes Atticus, in memory of his wife, Aspasia Aeneia Regilla. Panathenaic Stadium. Panathenaic Stadium is the place which had the honor of hosting the first modern Olympics in 1896. It is the only stadium in the world built from marble. In ancient times, the Panathenaic Stadium was used to host the athletic events of the Panathenaic Games. It is now where the Olympic flame handover ceremony takes place before every Olympic Games. Parthenon. The Parthenon, an iconic symbol of ancient Greek architecture, is located atop the Acropolis in Athens. Positioned at the highest point of this ancient citadel, the Parthenon dominates the skyline of the city. It sits majestically on the Acropolis plateau, providing breathtaking panoramic views of Athens below. Plaka neighborhood. Plaka is the old historical neighborhood of Athens, clustered around the Acropolis. Plaka is built on top of the residential areas of the ancient town of Athens. It is also known as the neighborhood of the gods, due to its proximity to the Acropolis and its many archaeological sites. The Plaka Stairs is a perfect spot for those who want to enjoy delicious and traditional Greek food, with a beautiful view of Athens. Located around the northeast side of Acropolis Hill, the stairs are painted in a beautiful white color and climb uphill to the picturesque neighborhood of Anafiotika. Propolia in Dionysia Areopagitou is the gateway and the monumental entrance to the Acropolis of Athens. The gates take inspiration from the architecture of a temple or religious complex and house the Agrippa monument on a pedestal and the Temple of Nike. The Stoa of Attalos is an impressive archaeological site on the east side of the Agora that houses the Museum of the Ancient Agora. The museum preserves some of the finest excavations from the ancient Agora, from sculptures, coins, and inscriptions that date back to the 5th century BC, to the pottery of the Byzantine period and the Turkish conquest. Syntagma Square is the central square in Athens. It is an important square, both from a historical and social point of view. Opposite the square is the Greek Parliament, surrounded by beautiful national gardens, which are open to the public. The changing of the guard ceremony is conducted in front of the tomb of an unknown soldier in the area between Syntagma Square and the Parliament building. The Temple of Athena Nike is an ancient Ionic Greek temple, dedicated to the Greek gods Athena and Nike. It is situated on the southwest bastion of the Acropolis in Athens. It is a small yet impressive structure standing 7 meters high on the southwest corner of the Acropolis. Temple of Hephaestus. Temple of Hephaestus is among the very few structures left in Athens, standing as it was originally built. Hephaestus was the god of metal working, craftsmanship and fire. Around 700 CE, the temple was turned into a church, dedicated to St. George. When Athens became Greece's capital in 1834, the publication of the relevant royal edict was made in this temple. The temple or columns of Olympian Zeus is a ruined temple in the center of Athens, which was dedicated to Zeus, king of Olympian gods. The temple is situated close to Syntagma Square. 15 columns remain standing today, and the 16th column lies on the ground. As the site is still under construction, there might not be a lot to explore. The Varvakios Agora or Athens Central Market is a fruit, meat, fish and vegetable market, located on Athens Street. One of the liveliest places is Athens, full of traditional flavors and aromas. It is a paradise for food lovers. Named after a national Greek hero, pirate Ioannis Varvakis, the market also has several popular tavernas and ouzeries, where you can enjoy a hot cup of Greek coffee.